Well, that's better. That's better. Alright, so let's go to the rest of it. So this is going to be a video on how to improve your aiming. So when we talk about improving our aim, what we're going to focus on is, for one thing, we're going to start with settings. That's a big thing, is the settings. We're also going to look at certain champion-based skills in terms of how different types of champions should be aimed. For starters, right off the bat, we're going to be using Andro. So this is the first one I want to show off. It's Andro, heads will roll, just a base build, and we're going to use Death Hands all the way through. Okay. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you. Put up. Ah! Okay.
Darkness descends.
Okay, I might need to flip this around. Let me check this real quick. Hold up.
Keep up the good work.
Okay. That's much better. Alright, so now we're going to start off. So, this is how we're going to focus on improving aim. We're going to let the boss ball. So, the first thing you want to notice right now is, you notice how my gun is right in front. As I step back, my aim is automatically adjusting. My hand is off the remote. Watch. This is literally me walking in a straight line. My aim fluctuating so much. So that's one thing you have to realize on console, is that with the controller you are going to have auto aim. BAM! In the head. Ooh, that was nice. Wait. What's the most bonus damage I can get on a headshot with head roll? Oh, I didn't see the number. Hold up. That's nice. 1140. Okay. I never knew that range. I'm used to more medium range. Ooh! What's the range I get maximum headshot damage on?
Killing scream to you.
Hold up. That's too close.
Don't push your luck.
Double kill.
Trying to find the range on this. Shut up. Okay, so right about there. That's a decent amount. So that is...
From the shadows.
2 nether steps in. So the first thing we're going to look at is your options. So let's start off with, for one thing, FOV is your field of vision. So if you're like me, you're relatively close to the TV. I'm relatively close to the TV when I play. I prefer an FOV of 100. Now let me explain to you why. Right? So this is all about your peripheral. I'm going to stand right next to... I'm going to stand right here, okay? Sky... I'm aiming at one sky. I can see the other sky on the corner. Let's change this field of vision down to 80. Right? Cannot see the sky for the life of me. Gives me better long-range accuracy.
Never to rise.
Now let's change the FOV the other way. Let's go to 120. Let me show you what 120 looks like. So now, I still retain that long-range accuracy, but I have better line of sight here. The thing is, the further back I go, the harder it is to hit. See, I can't really pull off a headshot very well in this range. Very hard. You have to aim at the top. Right there. Now, I dropped my FOV down to 100. I like it at 100. By the way, 90 is the base. And you see, so we're going to take a couple of steps forward just to demonstrate. Boom. I can pull up headshots like a madman now.
That's 11 in a row!
The other thing to realize with Androxus, with him being a hammer type champion, is that you're going to hammer this bigger to fire faster, is that recoil is actually your friend. Notice that auto aim, you got to adjust it.
Never to rise.
Or, especially at mid-range. So looking right here, one trick with Androxus is for any headshot related card. Let's start there. You want to start low and let the accuracy take you up. So here's another example. Notice how usually as a flank, especially, you're going to want to move forward. You're going to want to push up. So we got field vision. The next thing you want to do is, this is a big thing. We're going to wait on reticle bloom. I will show you that with a full auto champion just to show you why. Right here, I don't really mess with scope sensitivity. I do not do inverted controls. I do not do vibration. And I don't really fuck with the sensitivity. I play on the base sensitivity that the game gives me. Mostly because if you're a serious Paladins player, if you're a serious player of any first-person shooter where you're thinking about, I want to get into tournament play, I want to get into competition, I love the game, or I enjoy the game, or I'm just good at the game, and I want to improve on it, you really don't want to fuck around with your sensitivity too much. Yes, you can become this godlike, masterful player if I come up with the custom sensitivity for my controller. The world will be mine! No. No. Because when you go to a tournament, and you can't choose your sensitivity, you're fucked. And your little bitch boy aim is shooting all over the place. The shootout at the OK Corral! The barn's right in front of you. Ah! He didn't hit a shot. So I don't really fuck around with that. The big thing I will do is your turn acceleration mode. Now, I fucked around with this a little bit. You have three options. You have the dynamic, classic, and precision. So this is actually kind of an interesting situation. Let me show you dynamic, because that's the key. So on dynamic, what's going to happen is the auto aim automatically is going to center you back. I'm moving in a straight line. Hands up, launch. Hands off control. I'm moving in a straight line. You see how it's auto-correcting my movement closer to the target. So watch. So this is another trick you want to work on for single-fire champions especially, is this thing called flicking. So you're going to go, bam, use the auto, and bam, use the auto, bam. And eventually you'll get to a point where your aim should be good enough to use your bam, 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 miss. Start again, bam, bam, miss. Bam, bam, use a bam, bam, miss. So you see what I mean? You're gonna get into that rhythm of flicking back and forth between targets. So it does help with your aim. Bam, 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 bam. Especially if you have a champion with cauterize, because then you reduce that healing effect. So it allows you to essentially cauterize multiple targets. Now, in a character like Leon with Death and Taxes, this becomes critically important because you're not running your auto hit as much. I just feel like plugging cursor around. Now, the next setting you have from dynamic is going to be classic. This is what classic setting looks like. You see how strong of an auto aim it is.
Double kill. Triple kill.
Never done.
Quadra kill. Pentakill.
Enemies are firing.
Hexakill. Hexakill.
I just wanted to get the hexakill off. Shut up. Don't judge. It's a shooting gallery. I don't come here that often. I just come here to fuck around with my aiming settings. So now we're going to go from the strong auto aim to precision, which is a more mild auto aim. So this auto aim is more in tune with getting you close to the body. So you're going to have you're going to have that hard auto aim, but it's not going to hover directly over your body. So the auto aim when you move is going to keep the cursor close, but not close enough to where you can't actually kill somebody with it. What we're gonna do right here, this is the thing I want to show you. So I personally prefer this on the classic or the precision setting. I do flip back and forth between the two settings right here. Notice I don't touch anything below turn acceleration mode. I stick with the classic. I think classic's the way to go. Also, make sure that you rework your bindings for your personal preference. That's the thing for me. Personally, because I teach class, all of my primary fire and my ult I leave alone. So L1, R1, L2, R2, and triangle. They're going to stay the same. The only thing I really mess with is my D-pad settings, what I have on my D-pad. Oh shit, did I forget to... No, it's on classic, so we'll save this. Now, what I want to show you is... The last thing I want to show you is Reticle Bloom, and that involves going to a different champion. So I want to show you Tyra.
I can afford more supplies.
Tyra. It doesn't really fucking matter. I'll do my use me clip. So, I want to show you something. Something right off the bat. Actually. Nope, nope. Options. Gameplay. Reticle Bloom. I want to show you why. Now, I'm choosing Tyra because she specifically does not have an aim down sight. Alright, there's a reason for this. We're going to start close and then work your way back. So, again, max out the reload speed just for this show. Just to show you. So, watch.
Double kill. Triple kill.
Reticle Bloom is very important at longer ranges. Here's why. This is me pulsing the trigger, right? This is me holding it. The recoil goes up. But there's a lot, it's a lot harder for me to control. Now allow me to show you Reticle Bloom off. Disabled. Here's Reticle Bloom off.
That's 7 in a row. Double kill. Triple kill.
No missed shots.
Savage.
Why? And I can go further back. I can go further back. I missed some shots there with the recoil because I'm just holding it.
Immortal.
Let me go even further back and show you. Boom. I'm at sniping caliber range on a machine gun character. The Reticle Bloom, it affects your crosshair. So your crosshair shows you the actual recoil on screen in terms of how you shoot. But it doesn't have that little blossom effect where you see the bullets spreading. So you actually adjust your aim based off of the natural recoil of the gun rather than actually doing something. There was another champion I wanted to show off, and I can't remember who it was. What was the... There was a champion I wanted to show off. I don't even know. Alright, well, anyways, and then now let's pull out her ultimate. Just to show you.
Double kill. 15 in a row.
That's how good her aim is right there.
I got hotter.
Double kill. Triple kill.
They're getting frisky.
Quadra kill.
I got hotter.
Pentakill. Hexakill. Hexakill.
Give them hell.
Hexakill. Hexakill. Hexakill.
Ah, damn it.
Double kill.
Alright, so that's enough with fucking around. Basically, what you want to do if you're going to mess around with your options is you want to make sure you change your FOV for your personal settings. You want to make sure that your Reticle Bloom is disabled. You want to make sure that your turn acceleration mode is on classic or precision. And definitely change your controller button. I'm not going to teach you weird grips, right? This is how I hold my controller 9 times out of 10. This is the default position that you're going to see me playing. If you pay attention to my hands, which very rarely aren't on screen, you're going to see that my aiming is like this. I'm generally like this. Sometimes I don't even have this finger here if I don't need it. I mainly pull these 2 fingers out as an add-needed basis. Or I'll go to a claw grip, like this. I will go to a claw grip on occasion, but I don't like the claw grip just because it kind of messes with you. So this is a claw grip right here, as you can tell, right? I prefer a more traditional. This is my version of a claw right here, is the 6 fingers like this. Just save and exit. So the very interesting one. There was one thing I wanted to try out, interestingly enough. This is just a bear with me sort of situation. Where's Victor at? I want to show you firefight with my firefight loadout. And we'll max out depth chance just in case. I don't want to go that way. Oh no. I don't go to the shooting range. Alright, here we go. Now remember, when I'm talking about reticle bloom, so an aim down sight champion like this. Oh wait. I forgot, I have to do that. So an aim down sight champion like this, right? Look at the degree of control I have. I mean, actually, no, wait. Alright, so aim down sight. Obviously, you don't want to just hold down the trigger. Even with the aim down sight champion, unless you know you can adjust your recoil. So an example here. I'm not using my iron sight build, so this is natural. But you notice how I'm using the recoil here. Starting low, letting the recoil take it up, and lowering my aim down. That's another key to realize on a champion like this. So, another thing you want to pay very close attention to. Alright, so the ammo does get refunded. Close range accuracy is key. Watch this.
Unstoppable! Double kill! Triple kill! That's 9 in a row! Quadra kill! Hecta-kill! That's 11 in a row!
A good build does not necessarily require reloading.
Double kill! Triple kill!
See this?
Annihilation!
I missed a lot. Alright, I'm done with the video. This was just to fuck around with everybody and show you some proper aiming settings. I'm not going to show you aiming techniques, right? I'm not going to give you practice or anything like that. I just want to show you how you should set your settings just to improve your aim. Because I'm telling you, you will improve your aim right out of the gate with this. So, thank you for sitting through me shooting bots. I hope it was fun for you.